Well, I can just mute myself.
There we go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another thing of MGN. I'm joined, as always, by my sultry-voiced co-host, Willie. How are you, sir?
Hello there. Yeah, not too bad. How's it going?
It's okay.
Hello there, Mimi.
Apart from the fact that I nearly forgot that we were doing this today. You know, that aside, yeah, did okay. Hi, Mimi. Good to see you.
Nothing new there, then, Devious.
Nope. I was playing Rainbow Six Siege, and I was hearing blooping noises, and wondering what the blooping was. So I checked over in Discord. I've got no, PMs or anything, so I checked, our channel, and you were posting links in the sources. Why are you posting links in the sources? I said. And then I said to Nathan, what day is it? He goes, Wednesday. I go, oh, fuck! And very, very quickly join TeamSpeak. Join Discord in order to help you with the sources and things. Yeah. So
it's all right.
Very, very nearly forgot that we were streaming today.
No, that's absolutely fine. I was just getting ready because obviously like to get in there nice and early, have everything set up, ready to go, and hopefully we can find stuff to talk about, really. Wade through all the pointless stuff. Yes, very nice of you there, Mimi.
Well, shall we... well, let's first ask one another what we've been playing. I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege. How about you?
Have you? Odd that. I've been playing Overwatch.
Ah, odd
that. Yes. Extremely. Well, on with the news.
Yeah, I haven't been doing anything interesting and or creative.
No, neither have I. I've been burnt out of trying to play too many new games. And...
Yeah, I mean, I'm seriously still recovering from that shoutcasting weekend.
Yeah,
been talking, for hours every day, and trying to keep the old energy and caffeine levels up and that. And I really feel.
You feel a little bit delicate, do you?
Well, no, I just want to go to sleep. I just want to sleep all the time.
like a hard day at work. Indeed, it must be a fair amount of work to try and do that. I mean, I've had a little bit of a mess about in Overwatch, watching some of my friends play and trying to shoutcast their games while they've been doing it. With some very mixed results, instantly forgetting characters' names and abilities' names and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that happens.
Oh yeah, that happens on a frequent minute by minute basis for me.
Well, I mean, if you're doing sort of like situational, again, a say what you see variety. It might be useful to back off and take an overview so you can see other things and catch other things that are happening. For example, one instance that happened in, I was in free cam mode, and if I was, just averagely spectating various players and snipers and things like that in the tournament, I wouldn't have noticed this happening. I called attention to a super sneaky flank that happened. Really, really brilliant little flank that happened. The other team had just been wiped. They spawned they spawned back, but they spawned forwards at the same time. So there's two spawns that they can spawn at.
Right.
Due to the timer, they spawned at the forward spawn instead of the back spawn. The other team realised this. Two guys went round on a flank and wiped the entire enemy team. I mean, this was an amazing flank move. It was literally a game changer.
Wow. Okay.
Flanked the entire team. They didn't know what happened. They were getting blasted from behind, and yeah, that team went on to win that particular match. But without having that sort of overall, like higher up,
yes, having the overall,
more global view,
view of everything, you get a far better picture of the battlefield than you would if you were forced into a perspective of one of the players.
Most definitely. So it is better to. I find it easier to take that global view because I can see flanks when they're happening. I can see sort of like moves and the counter moves and what the enemy team, for whichever side, or the defending team or whatever, is setting up in order to try and counter a particular thing that the other team's doing. And it's those things rather than my commentary. It's noticing and calling those things out.
That's it.
Makes things interesting.
Noticing the exciting gameplay going on rather than, and he's just hit another headshot and here he comes zooming in. Yes, and that's another headshot,
Yeah, seeing what players are doing and unusual tactics that you don't see very often.
Yes. That makes for a fantastic and exciting game. So, if you do see stuff like that, then why the devil would you not call it out?
Well, yeah, but that's why I choose to do the more backed off view for myself rather than, the stream can have it any way they want, but for me, I choose the overall view, the free cam view if I can, because then I can catch those kind of things.
And I do hope that free cam view will come to Overwatch. There is news of them updating their, the spectator mode, if you like, but I don't know when we'll see that new freestyle, free roaming camera in that game. Maybe even I don't even know if that sort of spectator mode is even available in Rainbow Six.
I don't know. I've never spectated.
That's an interesting thought there. I suppose they must do Rainbow Six tournaments and things.
Yeah, quite recently their international tournament was just done. So yeah, they definitely do have tournaments for it, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. But anyway, I think we're skewing off the point just a little bit here. This is, after all, MGN News, where we sometimes talk about games, or try to, anyway. Okay, so without further ado, then let's jump into it. As a reminder for tonight, there are no new releases tonight, as we've covered them all on Monday. So we will be going back to that next Monday when we have a fresh week of releases to look through, and hopefully there'll be some gems there. Okay, so moving on tonight with you've got the summer sale there, I see. So why don't you take this one, Devious?
Okay. Well, as you all know, the Bundle Stars summer sale is currently on, and they've had some absolute gems on sale. Honestly, it's Well, just when you thought your wallet was safe from summer sales and sales in general.
Oh, no. You are wrong.
Yep, there is an awful lot of people still after your money. And to be fair, the Bundle Star sale does have some very good prices on it and very good discounts. So, again, if you are after a bit of a steal, then you know where to go. On to the first article, I think.
Let's. Okay, so we've got XCOM2, War of the Chosen, Propaganda Center. The photo booth feature is now free on Steam. Start recruiting efforts ahead of the expansion's launch this month. So basically what you can do is you can use the team that you've built up, spend a lot of research points on them, capture maybe some of your favorite heroes' expressions and poses as they pose and star in their own propaganda poster for your faction, for the humans and for the human race, I suppose.
This is a nice little touch. I do like this, but I mean, honestly, just released the DLC already.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I suppose it gets people's mouths salivating for what's to come, I suppose.
Mm.
So, and there has been some really amazing ones so far, which I'll just get into in just a moment. But yeah, I mean, if you are a big fan of your XCOM, then this is something that you may want to, have a play around with and just, go to town, let your mind just go crazy and see what you can create.
And the DLC, War of the Chosen, is due on August 29th.
It is indeed. And actually, we can have a look at perhaps some of XCOM2 Propaganda best so far posters. So let's have a look. The first one there, obviously, bunch of Starship Troopers posters popped up. But this one, I think, is a really good one because of the way that some of them are looking into the camera and some of them aren't. So that's kind of cool. Next one down, they featured one, "Have you seen this scientist?" And with the tagline at the bottom saying, "Seriously, we could use him." Now, for those who don't know, this is obviously based caricature on the famous video game star from Valve's Half-Life series. It is Gordon Freeman with his unmistakable goatee beard, glasses, and orange HVAC suit. Is it HVAC?
It is, yeah.
I forget, but yeah. And there's some really good ones on there. You've got like the old pointing at the camera sort of tricks of the eye. Advent wants you.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do it for her with just the view of the earth in the background.
Oh, bless.
Some what looks to be pixelated ones, and then you've got obviously stars of the show. People have put in their favorite heroes there. And then you've got some rather silly ones. Buns, get the job done. With them all standing around in their what seem to be latex, multicolored short shorts there. Swords. You don't have to reload them.
This is true. It really is true.
And Canada flag, he's not sorry. I kind of like that one. Next one down is a kind of perhaps Team Fortress 2 inspired one. Join the red team today. With the miniature tagline, "Fuck the blue team." Yeah, so there's some really good ones on there, some fairly amusing ones, and obviously you can go make your own. As we say, this is now free on Steam. And if XCOM2 is your bag, you might want to pick this up and have a look at it. Any ones you like there, Devious?
Actually, the last one is quite nice, I think.
Yes, yes. What do you feel when you take an alien's life? Recoil.
And Mimi's.
Mimi's one. Well, shit. Should have been more careful with the flamethrower.
That is a good one. Do you want to move on to the next?
I think that's the whole point of having the flamethrower, isn't it? Where you just, you don't have to be really that careful with it.
No, it's everything over in that general direction has to die.
Yeah, yeah.
It was really the thought behind the flamethrower.
Fuck this guy over there and anyone in a 20-yard area around him.
Exactly.
But moving on. And again, where would we be without PUBG? The huge success of PUBG is still making huge headlines in the news at the moment as the game develops and moves onwards in its life. PUBG abandons weekly and monthly patches scheduled to maintain high standard of quality. We would like to assure you all that we are still on track to release as per our updated timeline. So, I mean, from what I can see, they're kind of making sure that the game runs in a good state before carrying on with their normal scheduled releases. At least that's what I can get out of this.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure. And hi, KSI. Good to see you.
Hey.
It's sort of like if you release less patches, you can get more work done. I mean, I can see some logic behind it, but at the same time, they're using the community as their beta testers, so if you reduce the feedback from that pool, then I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna go on the record by saying, yeah, this is okay. I mean, sure. If releasing weekly patches and the run-up to the weekly patch release, etc., is a significant workload, then yeah, change it and see if it works another way.
When Joe Donnelly, the PC Gamer journalist, spoke to Brendan Green of PUBG a few weeks ago, he said that the promises he made at the beginning of the Runways Hits development regarding launch dates came from naivety on his part. Bluehole has now stressed that the revised quarterly 2017 target is still on track, but that weekly and monthly updates will be sidestepped in order to maintain high standard of quality. By the way of his Steam community update post, Bluehole says that the changes to the game's schedule aim to improve how it as a team works on the game and how it continues to set realistic expectations for players. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I think, honestly, that's... that says a lot of things in a few words. Especially the continues to set realistic expectations for players. Honestly, having people badgering them saying, why isn't this fixed yet? You should have fixed this. Surely you should have fixed this by now.
Yeah, pretty much. It's
exactly, guys.
I think they just want to get everything on schedule and not fall behind that schedule. Whether it puts the game at an unplayable state or not. But,
well, I mean, it's in a reasonably stable state. Sure, it's got bugs. Sure, it handles like a lobotomized dog, but everybody seemed to be okay with that.
Well, yeah, I mean, people aren't all up in arms about it yet, so.
Hey, Ted, thank you very much for the follow.
Thank you for the follow, Ted.
So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a strange one, honestly. I mean, it's fine, right? If releasing less content, releasing less updates and less weekly releases actually works well for them, then sure, great, fine, whatever. Get the game playing well, get it out the door on time. Well, it doesn't even need to be on time, it just needs to be good. And again, at the moment, the game plays like crap. I don't play it anymore. It needs
to be fit for purpose.
Yeah, it really, really does. And
I mean, if you release a game that, has lots of bugs and, it's difficult to shoot people because of things like lag and networking and other such issues such as that, they really need to work on that. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And it is still a game that's considered to be an alpha as well.
Well, the Warframe were really cheeky KSI. What they did was they used the PC platform. I mean, yes, it was a beta for forever. In fact, I honestly don't remember hearing about it's now a legit game. I've never heard it come out of beta, but surely it must be. But I didn't hear that announcement. But anyway, what they did is they kept the PlayStation release about a good 4 builds behind the PC release. They used the PC platform as their essentially beta testers.
Yeah.
Because of the limitations that they have. It's a rather smart move. It's cheeky, but it's smart. Because of the limitations you have at releasing on console, you need to make sure your build is right, essentially. Because you can't just, patch it, oh, that broke, so let's release a quick hotfix for it.
Each patch and hotfix has to be green-lighted by either Sony or Microsoft, which can take weeks to go through and get everything signed off and checked. So for developers, when they come to develop their games, it's a hell of a lot easier for them to develop, update, and test things with the PC market rather than all the consoles.
So again, I found it really cheeky that they used the PC platform as the kind of unofficial beta testers. But yeah, it works. Console do have, when they get their games, it's a solid build. Admittedly, all the Excalibur Prime exploits have been patched and things like that. Trinity gets nerfed into the fucking ground. Sorry, I'm a little bit bitter about those nerfs, okay? I really liked playing Trinity. Fine. She was my favourite frame, and she got nerfed into the ground.
Well, perhaps you liked her because she was so good.
Well, yeah. I mean, I could keep an entire team alive. I was beast mode.
There you go, then. That's probably why she was nerfed.
Without a doubt. But yeah, I thought it was cheeky, but it's a good way of doing it. I mean, it makes good business sense.
I mean, as for me, I've never played Warframe. I tried it once. I didn't really get on with it that well, so I never really got into it, sadly.
Yeah, poor Trinity's never been the same since.
Moving on, THQ Nordic announces Black Mirror, a gothic horror reboot about madness and psychological distress. June, November the 28th, 2017. And obviously no relation to the TV series.
Well, I knew these games as point and click adventures.
Yes, isn't this an older game that's come back with a little bit of a, well, obviously it's a reboot.
Oh yeah, it's definitely had a full-on rework. I've not seen what this game is like yet. And hi, Formal, good to see you.
Hey, Formal. Do you want to run the trailer?
Let's do it.
Þeir fáða sem hafi Lúðna hviðin hút Móða vega til Og keini chorom Stumóðu Í sítu
Fantastic. I do love trailers that don't tell me a bloody thing about what we're watching.
Well, yeah, I 100% agree there. The date's just coming up there.
28th 11th. Yeah, that was the date set out in the article.
Yeah, it's okay. It's suitably creepy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Black Mirror games have always had a creepy, spoopy undertone, which has been really, really cool. But again, the previous games were point-and-click adventures, so it'd be interesting to see what this is.
Well, do you know if the other ones were any good? Because to be honest, I've never played any of the Black Mirror games.
They were reasonable. They were decent point-and-click adventure games. They really were. Hey, Bezier, good to see you. And it is another round of gaming news.
It's very much in the style of Edgar Allan Poe or H.P. Lovecraft, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, they have strong influences from those kind of things, especially the earlier Black Mirror games.
So, well, that's kind of fantastic. That the fact that the struggle is almost hopeless, if you like, and that there is a blackness out there that is far more greater than man, and puts all of man's kind of efforts to a minuscule sort of effort. So. Well, yeah, I do like that sort of.
One of the earlier stories was about a particular gentleman's travel back to his, let's say, his home. He hadn't been there, and recently his family, the last surviving member of his family, had died, and he uncovered all this. The story of the Black Mirror was uncovering all the dirty, dark secrets of the manor and his family. And it was a very entertaining and dark story. It was a lot of fun, the earlier Black Mirror games. So this will definitely be one that I'm keeping my eye on.
Yes, for the end of the year, it's around that sort of Christmas sort of release. So hopefully it'll be one to watch out for. Coming out for PC, Mac, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4.
Yeah. Okay. It wouldn't be MGN if we didn't do a little bit of hardware in here. SteelSeries brings Discord notifications to its new mechanical keyboard. I mean,
this seems a little bit like a gimmick to me, but call me cynical.
I'm going to agree with you there. Really. Because having Discord, the application, on my PC and having it bing at me while to be fair, it was Discord saved my life today. It's binging at me, basically reminded me that I had a show to do. Like less than an hour before we went to start. Yep. So But having my keyboard bing and flash at me every time someone does an @ here or something, I'm going to go with no. Thank you.
I mean, I
Thank you,
guess
no.
your keyboard would just flash rather than make a noise at you. And how many times do you actually look at your keyboard?
Oh, no, very true. I mean, the keyboard is not a thing I look at because, and this is a thing, I have the Logitech G19, which has its own LCD screen built in. I've also had the Mad Cat Strike 7 with another LCD panel, completely separate. And one of the things I noticed is while these things were really cool, I never used them ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Because to take my eyes away from the screen to this panel, there is nothing. I would rather have an extra monitor. I mean, I've got a 2-screen setup right now, but I would rather have an extra monitor and have that information somewhere else than on a tiny little screen.
I guess it's a
down near my
downtime thing you look at. Like every time you die or, every time you have a breather, you can just glance your eyes down and catch it. But no, absolutely, I agree with what you say. You're not spending the majority of your game time looking at your keyboard.
Well, again, I mean, if it's a sort of relevant information thing. The G19's cool, but only if you can program. Because it doesn't have support for most games. So, like a nice little, I don't know, scrolling tick rate of your ping or something like that, where it monitored a system thing, that might be useful-ish, maybe. But again, that's, it's just nuts.
And like KSI is pointing out there, they're adding a function to something that doesn't need it,
Exactly.
Fixing something that isn't broken.
The old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah.
It is
I
basically a little, if it flashes every time you get a message, well, depending on how popular you are, that's either going to be incredibly frustrating.
Dude, I have like 60 servers I'm a part of, I'm a member of, 60 Discord servers. And honestly, if I enabled notifications, it would be chaos. It would be constant binging. And because people do the whole sort of like at everyone, up for every little thing, you've just got to mute those servers and stuff like that. So if I didn't mute all the servers, it would be, it
would be just constant
binging and weird notifications all the time. So I like it. I like that they're trying to think outside the box and integrate other things, but no thank you. That's not something I'd be going out of my way to use.
No, I'd have to pass on that too.
And Lian Li builds a cube-shaped mini ATX case that supports liquid cooling. Now, this is not really big news for everyone, let's face it. But it's actually really kind of cool. I mean, it's a small case, and Lian Li do make some damn fine designed cases. And it's already integrated and prepped for liquid cooling. But because it's a Lian Li case, you're gonna pay a little bit of a high price for it. And this is a bit of a kicker from that nice case we showcased on, was it Monday or Friday?
I think
it was Monday
Friday.
or Friday, and it was like $50. It was like $50-$60, and that was
perfectly nice case, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, and you'd easily be able to rig water cooling in that. But yeah, this, I mean, admittedly, this, it's a Lian Li case. It's a get what you pay for kind of thing. They are very well designed cases.
I mean, I suppose this is one of the mini cases.
Well, this is a strange thing. Around the center of this case is actually where your motherboard's mounted. There is a huge amount of space, both left and right side of your mounted motherboard.
Right.
So everything goes on in the sneaky beaky back bit, where your all your shiny bits are out on display on the front. That's the thing about this case. I don't know if you can obviously see that. I mean, there's the port for your PSU. It's going behind the motherboard on this build.
Okay.
Which is a nice little thing because, again, you have such a large case, having your motherboard and chip pushed right to the back. Well, yeah, I like Lian Li's designs. They really genuinely put thought in design. I mean, they're only PC cases at the end of the day, but they really do put good thought into the design.
I would love a mini PC case that I could just carry to places and have it mobile, unlike my huge, great, blinking elephant of a rig that I've got at home.
Oh, I've got a beast of a case. It's got a carry handle. I mean, even before I was a cripple, it was still difficult to pick up and carry around. But it's got a carry handle.
Mine's got a carry handle, but it's not comfortable for one person to carry it. For comfortable carrying, it requires at least two people either side.
Oh, dear. Yeah, that was when I had liquid cooling in it as well. And by Christ, that added at least a couple of kilograms to the weight just from the liquid.
Yeah, it's a bloody heavy thing.
But yeah.
And We Happy Few coming in 2018. Now, you already may know this game. It is released at the moment on Steam as an alpha version. But coming in 2018 as a full-size retail game with a full-size retail price. Yes, they're going down the route of ARC, I believe, and asking for a $60 value for this game when it goes released. And at the moment, it's already pretty pricey at $30.
Yeah, it's an interesting game, but I would not pay $60 for this game.
No. I mean, I haven't played it, but I have watched plenty of people play it.
Do you want to watch the trailer?
We can throw it on, but bear in mind, this is a $60 game, people.
Let's take a look.
I want you to have this.
Got you.
You have no right to touch me!
You look like a bed and breakfast. You come.
And yearning shall avail thee not.
Are you sure it's safe to get that close?
Fix you. Move along, please. What's done is done. Get yourself back to the garden.
Very good.
Sorry about that, I just nudged the mouse.
I was going to say that ending seemed a bit strange. Huh?
Screaming dreams, all the things I can't unsee, rolling heads and falling teeth when I'm not with you. Enjoy its time to make you mine.
And just for Burger, there was, I don't know if anybody could hear that, but there was a kazoo in the background. Yeah, this game is a very interesting game. It's about a dystopian future where you have to take these, well, happy pills. And you run a kind of choice as you go through the game, because you can either not take them and slowly see how things really are, or, you know, take them and enjoy your happy fantasy. So, yeah, it's a very strange game. It's a very interesting concept. It really, really is. Yeah.
We Happy Few is from the same studio that brought you Contrast, which was the very wonderfully put together, very stylized puzzle stroke platforming, I'd maybe say, where you had to manipulate shadows in order to get through the levels. We Happy Few's an action stroke adventure game set in the drug-fueled retro futuristic city in an alternative 1960s England. You hide and fight and conform your way out of this delusional, joy-obsessed world. And already looking on Steam, this is currently showing, still in its alpha state now, as £38.24, or your regional equivalent, around about $60, I would have thought.
Yeah, I would consider paying $30 / £30 for this, but $60 is just a touch on the rich side for me for this game.
Well, even about $50 there, maybe. Still a bit high.
Mm. It's a very, very interesting game, but I honestly don't think.
I don't think there's enough there to warrant it.
If you like BioShock, I think you'll like this game. I honestly think it's very BioShocky. So there is that. It does have that going for it. But
yes, and all these season passes and standalone DLCs.
Oh yeah, DLCs, because it does actually mention DLC in the article down here. The studio has addressed what it apparently sees as the inevitable complaints about DLC and the season pass. Because yeah, everything's gonna have a freaking season pass.
Fucking season pass.
Pointing out that months will pass between content lock and the actual release of the game, a period when a significant part of the team, including designers, artists and animators, have nothing to do. Ooh, that's a little insight into the gaming industry. DLC for us is not carving out existing content. It's building new content that we wouldn't have been able to do as part of the main game, it explained. It's risky because now we've announced it, we've committed to it. It's our first time doing it. So maybe in a year we'll have a different opinion. In the meantime, once the game finishes up, we'll have a bit of a rest and then dive into the wacky world of DLC. So,
oh yes,
definitely have DLC planned for this game.
The wacky world of DLC.
So yeah, I mean, it's a one to watch. Yeah, if I could pick it up on the cheap, I think I will.
Coming up next, a free Prey demo is now available on Steam. Now, this is, I believe, the same Prey that came out only a few months ago.
Yes.
On PC. It was rather hyped, but didn't really send out shockwaves of must-buy once it was released.
It was a very enjoyable game, but as the launch was plagued with quite a few bugs,
well,
it wasn't too bad. It was a very, very enjoyable game, despite, you know, some of the bug issues, because I myself owned this game and played it at launch. So, I mean, I'd say, honestly, this is a good way of doing it. The freaky thing about this, the reason why this is featured, is not really because of, oh, a demo is out. No, we didn't get the demo for this. The demo has been out on consoles for quite some time, and the Arcane's dev, I think this guy, Rafael Colantonio, said PC doesn't need demos because we have refunds.
Yeah.
And
Which
I lost my shit at that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me and you had a massive discussion about that at the time, I remember.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but that's out of order. No, because we've got refunds, fucking everybody's got refunds. It has to be fit for purpose for a start. But yeah, it was we did not like this gentleman's comments. So it turns out that said that sticking with consoles was simply a resource thing, and pointed out the graciousness of Steam refunds added effectively the same thing anyway. You horrible bastard. You can buy the game, play it for a couple of hours, and then refund it if you don't like it. He's right, but that's not what they should be used for.
No, that's not the point.
That's abuse of the system.
The whole point of the Steam refunds is if, one, the game doesn't work correctly, two, the game's not as good as what it set out to be, so effectively you were duped into buying a game that wasn't really that good, or three, I mean, the third one is the most dubious of them, but if you just want to play the game and you find that, 30 minutes into it, you hate the game,
yeah,
you should really be knowing if you like a game or not before you purchase it. And if you do purchase it, then that's fine, but you can't make a statement to say, oh, PC gamers have Steam refunds, so we're not going to make a demo for the PC market, which is rubbish, because you should.
Yeah, honestly.
You can't rely on Steam refunds as a way to demo products. If that was the case, people would have, maybe 2 or 3 different refunds to do every week. And eventually, as we all know with Steam refunds, if you abuse them, they get taken away from you.
Yeah, you will get blacklisted. If it's seen as abuse, you will get blacklisted and you will have the right to a refund taken away from you. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah,
but
that's
anyway,
exactly the same thing.
Let's reduce the salt and watch exactly what they're doing with the demo. Let's play the demo.
Oh, it makes me...
Me too.
We've been testing a new kind of neuromod based on the typhon organisms. You've seen what those creatures can do.
Warning. This is a station-wide emergency.
What the hell have you done?
Fucking horrible mimic bastards. Always
I like
me
the
jump.
fact that they add 89% positive review on Steam in the freaking trailer.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is this is much of the same thing, and I really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not got much replayability, although it does have different endings. It's still an enjoyable game, and it has a really nice twist at the end, I think.
Well, surely the alternate endings would mean that there's plenty of replayability in it.
No, I didn't. I'm not going through that whole. I'm not going through that whole fucking shit again.
Don't you just
see a different
load up your last save and just do it different?
I cheated. I'm not playing the whole thing again just to see a different ending.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I'm not saying the game's bad. It's just,
Yeah, what that particular developer said was definitely
was
dubious
daft.
at best, yeah. Well, on to the next thing with AMD adds cryptocurrency craze, adds to the cryptocurrency craze, with a beta driver specifically tuned for crypto mining. Now,
oh boy,
we covered an article on this recently about cryptocurrency miner miners genuinely hiring jets, jumbo
Boeing
jets,
747s.
Boeing 747s in order to ship the cards, because this digital currency fluctuates so wildly. You can make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in one day, and the next day make just like 40 cents. Seriously, it's that volatile. But it's something that you can make an awful lot of money on. And recently, the reason AMD's Vega cards haven't shipped to the consumers yet is because they're all being bought out by miners, cryptocurrency miners. And that's the reason for the delay to consumer. So yeah, having a driver specifically tuned towards the tasks of cryptocurrency mining, it's a strange thing. Honestly, it really is. Seeing a graphics card developer, a GPU developer, jump on this kind of thing so quickly is, well, it's well played in my book anyway. Props to AMD there. So do you want to take this one, Willie? This is The Evil Within.
Ah, yes, the Evil Within 2 trailer. Now, this one reveals the antagonist, deranged artist named Stefano. And this has all just been recently announced. So if you were a big fan of the first one, I unfortunately never played the first one, so I don't have a blinking clue on any of it. But yeah, you get to meet the bad guy for the second game, Stefano, and see how beautifully twisted he is.
Well, I'll play the trailer, but I'll talk about the first game after the trailer.
Yeah.
Peggy 18.
Roll the tape, Devious.
This is the photo that took one of my eyes, but gifted me with vision. The moment of death, captured like a fly in amber. A life ends, and a flower of flesh and blood is born. I realized the beauty in destruction. I was eager to share my new work with the world. Neophytes, Philistines, fools. They feared what they could not comprehend, were determined to stop me. Some consider this new world horrific. For me, it is a world of beauty, full of pure creation, that is limited only by my imagination. A world whose very fabric I can shape. But where can I go from here? She is the key, the path to ultimate power. She is the brush. Blood is my paint, and this world is the canvas. My name is Stefano Valentini, and art is in the eye of the beholder.
I'm getting rather large Vlad the Impaler vibes from that guy. So yes, it's that is the new bad guy you'll be facing in the upcoming game of The Evil Within 2.
Yeah, that's very creepy. I like it. The one thing I need to say is spoiler alert now. So if you haven't played the first game and you intend to play it, close your ears for about 30 seconds.
Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning.
Okay. The wonderful, wonderful twist in the first game is that as you're making your way through this mansion, through this insane asylum, it slowly got revealed that you weren't in an insane asylum. You were inside someone's head. And the weird, crazy, twisted things that were happening were a spawn of their imagination and their mind, and how corrupt their mind was. Now, it seems that you're already inside in this thing. So I want to know what the really cool twist is going to be in this game. Because they do some decent psychological kind of like thrillery games. Very enjoyable. So, yeah. It's going to be very interesting.
Is that spoiler over?
It is now, yes.
Okay. And welcome back for those who wanted to play through the first one. Yes, we have stopped now talking about any spoilers. So you're free to enjoy the game as it had been intended to be.
It's a very enjoyable game.
Oh, yes,
and I'm very
absolutely.
interested to see what they do with the Evil Within 2, without a shadow of a doubt. On to the next one.
Where are we? Yes, Total War Warhammer 2 confirms Skaven as fourth race. So those that don't really know the Warhammer universe, Skaven are the rat men that burrow up from the depths of the earth and cause a lot of mayhem and mischief and death, more to the point, wherever they go. So I'm very excited for this. I kind of like the rat men.
Well, we have both trailers. Do you want to watch them? Or do you just want to watch the...
May as well.
Okay.
Let's run both, because Warhammer is a fantastic series, and I do love the lore and everything behind that world.
Okay, then.
Peggy 16.
Bloody elves. I do love that series.
That looks pretty cool. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not massive into Warhammer, but that would make me that trailer makes
Total
me
War
want to play it.
Warhammer is, as you well, from the other Total War games, it's a real-time strategy game, and yeah, you just get to pit armies against different armies, and the Skaven being the rat men with all their engines of war and their Oh, their beautiful disregard for one another as they send each other to their deaths in a hope to overwhelm the enemy with pure numbers. Oh, it's beautiful. Run the trailer,
Peggy 16.
Devious. Yep, I believe this is in-game generated footage. That's a doom wheel. Good.
Again, I'm not a big well, I certainly own Total War Warhammer, but I've never really gotten into it. This makes me really want to flash it up and play it.
The Skaven are a little bit like the Zerg out of StarCraft, whereas they're not the strongest units on the field, but their pure numbers to overwhelm the enemy is
I like
all sorts of good. Yeah.
Because that was something I used in Rome Total War. You know, Rome 2 Total War, because they had war dogs in that. I used to make an entire army of war dogs and just like release the hounds and just have like thousands of tiny little dogs running around the map and just harassing people and shit. It's great.
Fantastic.
Hey Vicky, good to see you.
Hey Vicky, good to see you.
Oh.
Yes. As Devious just brought up there, we have Divinity Original Sin Survey demonstrates that its fans really love isometric CRPGs. Well, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, that really is no surprise for people who like Divinity Original Sin.
I mean, it's kind of non-news, as in fans of Original Sin, which is an isometric CRPG game. Apparently, their fans like isometric CRPG games. So, who knew?
Yeah, it's it's a bit of a crazy thing, and over 1,500 participants. So, I mean, honestly, the Divinity games are really good fun. You know,
yes, they are.
They are supreme value for money. I mean, if you just like a little bit of RPG, you know, it doesn't have to be all, you know, like dice rolling and stuff of D&D.
Oh, no,
this is much lighter, more story-driven. And
if you ever loved Dungeons and Dragons but wanted to play something without, you know, the constant hours of looking up rules and rolling dice and
God, yeah.
oh god, yeah, then this
definitely
really is definitely. It's a fantastic game to play.
Exactly, KSI. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much the analogy we're getting from that.
Ice cream van survey reveals customers like ice cream. Beautiful.
But They say that there's other interesting results as well, but really, I don't know if I'm going to have enough. I mean, I'm looking through some of the stats here. And,
well, if anybody wants to go and actually is genuinely interested in the findings of the survey, they can check it out in the links in the Discord.
I mean, if you like pie charts and bar charts, you'll love that survey, but oh boy. Yeah, I don't think we'll get into that right now. Middle-earth Shadows of War has an orc tribe called Terror. And as you may guess from the name, they're not very nice. So this is just more hype building, I feel, for the upcoming Middle-earth game, Shadow of War, that's due to be coming out at the end of this year.
There is some bad news with Shadow of War. They're going to put loot boxes in it.
Well,
because, of course, everything has to have fucking loot boxes.
Yeah. I mean, I say I'm disappointed, but I won't say I'm surprised.
No, it's honestly, it's just not a thing, you know. Yeah, it's horrible when you get to the stage of, yep, you're gonna get microtransaction to fuck. And you're going to get nickel and dime for every penny that you possibly own, and you just go, I
blame games like League of Legends.
How world weary are you if that's your response?
Bullshit world that we live in now.
Yeah. But let's watch the new Terror Tribe trailer. See what all the fuss is about.
Go on, man.
This fort is a monument to the enemies of Sauron.
I'm told it's quicker if you keep your neck relaxed.
Wow.
Some nasty looking dudes, aren't they?
Yeah, they weren't wrong. There's a lot of nastiness there.
Well, that's good. It sets you up a target to set your sights on early in the game to make sure that you know what you're aiming for it by the end of the game. So that's always nice.
Yeah, and Shadow of War releases on October 10th. And I'm really looking forward to it because the first game, well, it's one of those busy work games. I mean, that the public like, but critics don't like. So it's really nice to see exactly what they're going to do with this game, because I'm ashamed to say, but I will buy this game. I really will. I will get this game. But
I don't think that's a thing to be ashamed of, Barcy, but
I haven't pre-purchased it. I've held off from pre-purchasing.
Because fuck that noise. We don't pre-purchase things here. We wait until games come out, and if they're good, we buy them.
Yes.
None of that pre-purchase BS here.
But on to creepy stealth game, Hello Neighbor.
So this one has been had a lot of updates in its life cycle so far. But creepy stealth game Hello Neighbor is delayed to December. I haven't seen this one in its latest reincarnation since early this year. I think the last time I saw it, and they were constantly changing the layout of the house and where all the items within the house were being kept.
Yep.
So what's going on down the line there, I don't know. It had a very buggy start to its life.
Yeah, and it does state that an engine upgrade led to unforeseen complications. That's a kind of a thing to be expected, firstly. And we have covered this on this show, but we did a small a small little piece on essentially the very interesting and entertaining AI that they've got in the game. How it responds to noises in the house and how it responds to various things happening. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It'll respond to things like windows breaking if you decide to try and enter through a window, or
if you knock a vase over and you're clumsy. Yep.
Or if you close the door and the door makes a noise when it closes. Yep, it'll respond to all of those things. But yeah, I mean, I suppose it's got to be said that it's a good thing that they're going to delay it if the game is either broken or unfinished.
Yeah, I mean, again, we say this quite often. It's good that they don't just kick things out of the door. So, yeah. I think having a delayed release while they sort out these issues, then that's fine. I'm totally cool with that.
I mean, yeah, it's ready when it's ready, which is a good motto more developers should have.
Night Marches.
And moving on to Night Marches. Night Marches is a supernatural RPG shooter set in post-apocalypse Oahu? I'm not even going to pretend I said that correctly.
No, I think Oahu is right.
Yeah,
it sounds
weird.
It sounds Hawaiian, and Oahu is a thing.
Night Marches is a post-apocalyptic open-world RPG shooter, which in itself probably isn't the most exciting video game concept you're going to hear about today, but then you get the second part. Players will assume the role of Kai, resurrected by the gods of Oahu to save the island from tyranny of karma and his cult of the corrupt god. Oh, fuck.
I was just wait. I saw this coming up, and I'm like, I can't wait till he gets to this. Go on.
Kamapua.
Yeah, that's pretty damn close.
Fucking hell. While watching out for the powerful Night Marchers who protect the island, and now I have your attention. Or do I? I don't know. It depends how well my pronunciation of these stupid names there are. So the story goes, 50 years ago, a bizarre event cut Oahu off from the rest of the world and left it shaken out like a blanket as the land rippled in response. Those who weren't killed quickly formed factions, including the traditional Ali, the surviving member of Marine Corps Company that now calls itself the Lava Dogs, and the enclave of scientists known as the Research Institute. Naturally, there are those also a few lone survivors kicking around, hermits, wanderers, and the less pleasant raiders, bandits, and thugs under the control of the aforementioned Kamapua. With an extra A on the end, because why the hell not? So yeah, it's an interesting concept. It kind of gives me vibes of perhaps a little bit of Borderlands mixed with maybe what's the other one? Don't start, Vicky. Come on. Kamapua.
Do you want to watch the video? Maybe we'll get a hint at the pronunciation.
Please. No, Vicky, not Mickey.
getting big Far Cry vibes from this.
I mean, what year is this?
Oh, right, can jump out the window and transform into
I suppose that's pretty cool.
Yeah. This dude's aim is bad.
Okay, so what's the dude called from the Disney new film where they're all on like Hawaii or something? What's that guy's name?
What, you want Lilo and Stitch kind of thing?
No. The new one. What's that film called? The new one with the girl that goes sailing and fights a god. Moana. I think that was it. With the demigod guy, the big guy. You know, You're Welcome. I can't remember his name, but that's kind of how he is, where he just, runs, jumps, and then turns into a bird, flies somewhere else. But I don't ever remember him having an M16 in the film. But yeah, it kinds of brings back little vibes of that.
I do wonder what Hawaiian mythology they'll have in the game. Because there's, I don't remember the name of it, but there is a particular demigod in Hawaiian mythology, and it's of a black shark. Now, it's a particular word that they have for an exceptionally sized great white shark, and one of the original kings of Hawaii populated the other islands by, well, basically strapping a fucking great white shark to his boat like a pony. That's a fucking beast mode, dude, if ever you heard of one. One of these monstrous great white sharks, and used it to travel between the islands, and that's pretty damn awesome. And a lot of the weaponry, a lot of their ceremonial weapons and stuff feature shark's teeth.
Sounds a bit Steve Irwin to me.
Hey, it could be. It could be that exact one. But yeah, it's... oh, yeah, I mean, I do have an interest in mythology and things like that, and always gives me the warm fuzzies when I see developers bring these things to life in games. Especially, I mean, there's things like The Secret World. That's one of the reasons why I enjoyed it so much, because all the, kind of mythology and weird stuff is in there.
That would be pronounced, Vicky, as Nanau.
I'd say I was pretty impressed, because that it would either be Nanau or Nanaue.
Shh. I'm pretty impressed.
No, I was impressed, man. Seriously.
It's not often that I can pronounce these stupid names.
But anyway. Hey, Q. Good to see you.
Yeah, welcome, Mr. Q.
I guess this is the pretty much close to the end of the show, though.
It pretty much is, isn't it? I don't think we have a lot left to talk about by this point.
Oh, we could talk about loads of shit, but we do have...
Oh, of course we could, but of the scheduled programming...
Oh, yes, of the scheduled programming, that is the end of it. But just for lols, there is a small video by GameSprout, and there's some absolutely wonderful little fails in here.
I'm Batman.
Holy Jesus.
Cheers, team, mate.
What the hell?
Killed by his own chopper. Nice.
Sorry.
Here's the chance. Push back in the shot. Off the post. Here he is with a chance. Back off the bar. Coutinho! Made the save, but the ball's still there. And here's the shot.
I've seen some real life games like that.
Yeah. On the post again. Holy mother of God. Roadkill with a EOD drone. Oh, that's amazing. Oh.
Oh, we can go.
I winced a bit there.
Woo, yeah. You've been waiting for this.
Should be big enough to bring in a dropship for evac.
Yes.
Oh my
Help me!
Gruesome.
Gotta. Holy fuck! Oh my God, he's
Okay. We're gonna pause here because this is a like a 10-minute video.
Yeah, absolutely.
And very many thanks for GameSprout for making that. That's great. It is linked in the description if you want to waste 10 minutes of your life. That's beautiful. But yes, we are going to settle down and ask Willie, who the hell are you and where can people find you?
I thought you would never ask. My name is One-Eyed Willie on the mixers. I also go by Willie and a few other names as well sometimes. You can find me on How We Roll Podcast. That's howwerollpodcast.com. And you basically there you will find me doing all my podcast stuff. So that is Dungeons and Dragons and Call of Cthulhu. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I didn't see you doing that. I was currently doing that as we were rolling, so that's why I was trying to delay for time whilst I did it. And you can also find me on my Twitters, where I will basically just tweet about things I'm doing, have done, shows that are coming up, and cool things that I'm doing at the moment. You can find that on at Grunty Baby UK. On the Twitters, and follow me there for when the show goes live as well, because I'll let you know. And Davius, what about yourself, and where can people find more about you and the lovely, wonderful things that you do?
Well, with me, you can find me here. And you can click on the Discord link that I've just linked, so you can find all the sources that we've viewed today during the show. If you ever feel like, oh, what's that thing that Devious and Willie were talking about, or what's that game, or so on and so forth, you can find every link that we've checked out in the Sources channel. This particular one is a scene from Nier Automata, and that is 2B, the character 2B. It's a cracking game, really, to be honest with you. I like it. It's a great game. And yes, so if, a certain ghost does screen people. Oh, you know what it is? Ah, well, this is KSI. I'll show you the application if you don't know. I use an application called Wallpaper Engine. And it allows me to switch between various... well, essentially it plays a movie, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's cool, Willie. Essentially, it plays a movie on your desktop. So we can have Left 4 Dead. We can have Hollow Knight animated wallpaper. You know, there are some various ones. Obviously, this is one that we've used quite a bit. The thing.
I do like that one.
Yeah, it's just a couple of. Honestly, it's just recordings what people have done in game, and this is a really pretty one. This is the art from Ori and the Blind Forest.
I mean,
the in-game menu.
Windows 10 does have the ability to have moving live wallpapers, but it's not very well implemented. So this program, I think I picked it up on Steam myself a couple of weeks back after watching all of Devious's ones. And basically you can have this on your desktop with all your programs behind it, and it's a nice bit of fun, and you can just keep updating it whenever you get bored, and the program itself is updated. You can make your own. It is rather wonderful and lovely to have some of these with hundreds and thousands to choose from.
It is. It's very nice, honestly. So yeah, that's the program I use for our backgrounds while we run these things. And yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show and stuff. But I think we shall host. Willie has suggested a host, and I'm just trying to look for him right now. Why don't I see him? On my follow list. Is he on?
Yeah, well, he's on my screen.
I'll throw the link in chat. He doesn't seem to be showing for me.
Hang on. Yeah, he's currently playing right now. Hang on.
Okay, cool. Well,
Let me type it in.
Put the link in chat. It does help if I put my glasses on, Vicky.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. Hang on, it's got a strange spelling to that last word.
Well, just Control-C, Control-V, the link that you're watching on.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to do, but I wanted to put that in, so you all had a raid.
Ah, right, yes.
Yes. And so, without further ado, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in tonight. It's been lovely to have you here and do another show for you all. And hopefully we shall see you all again on Friday night, 10 p.m. GST or 5 EST for all you Americaners out there.
Insert the very well. Well, thank you very much, guys. We'll host my boomstick now. It's been a pleasure. It always is. Thank you very much, guys, and take care.
Take care, everyone.